Hey guys, Jebber Gaming Jaws here. How's it going? So it's Saturday right now, and I'm sitting at home. I had a nice morning, kind of woke up and did some organizing in my game room, and decided that I would come to you guys with a pickups video. I picked up some stuff recently that I figured I might as well get it out here. I've got my Sega Genesis playing in the background with my all-time favorite Sega Genesis game, Gunstar Heroes. Gunstar Heroes was a game that just appeared in my life because somehow my dad went to the store and must have seen it or maybe heard something, but he brought it home, and man, that game is amazing. Absolutely great. It's cool that it's one of those games that I just grew up playing, and now it is a hidden gem on the Genesis, and actually it's become less of a hidden gem. Like, more people definitely know about it now. So I'm super glad to have that game, and I just thought maybe I would show some of the gameplay that goes on at the beginning of it, just in case you get a little bored just looking at this face. So, alright, without further ado, I'm going to move into some of these games. So, at my work for the holidays, they actually had this kind of like worker appreciation thing where they went to a bunch of the businesses in the county and got gift cards donated. And so that was kind of cool. I was totally not expecting not only that, but for it to somehow end up relating to gaming pickups. So I got a gift card for 25 bucks, for this place called The Connect, which I had never heard of. It's right here in Lebanon, Pennsylvania. So I went down to The Connect, and they had about 2 PlayStation 4 games, and they had about 10 PS3 games. So I was actually able to find some PS3 games that I didn't have that I wanted. That just looked cool. Like, I probably wouldn't have gone and found them on their own, but the fact that I could get them for free was awesome. So, in I think my last pickups video, I talked to you guys about picking up Fallout 3. I got this at GameStop. Well, here I actually found the Game of the Year edition, which has a bunch of extra stuff included. So I had seen this at GameStop actually a couple days ago, and it was like 17 bucks. So I got this for $3, and really for free because it was part of a gift certificate. So that was a really cool thing to find. I'm glad to have the Game of the Year edition. Actually, the same thing happened with Fallout New Vegas. Ultimate Edition also has a bunch of extra stuff, and that was also $3. So that was super cool find there. I already have the original Fallout New Vegas, but I like to have multiple copies. Sometimes, like, maybe I'll have a friend who like wants to play it or something. It's always nice to have stuff like that that isn't worth a whole lot of money, but it's just an amazing experience that you can just kind of pass off. Or maybe if that doesn't even happen, you never know when you might need some trade bait or whatever. Or even just as a collector, it's kind of nice to have multiple versions, especially of games that are not expensive. So super happy to grab those. 3 other PS3 games that I picked up. I picked up the Simpsons game. This was 10 bucks. This was a little bit higher price. That's still actually pretty low for this game. On eBay, it looks like it goes for about 20. So that was cool. Damnation. I know nothing about this game. It was just there, and I had to spend the money, and it looks kind of cool, so I picked it up. And finally, we have Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. Resident Evil 7 just launched. Everybody's going crazy about that. Resident Evil is one of those series. I've never played a Resident Evil game, but coming into my true gaming, place with the original PlayStation, Resident Evil was huge. Like that series came up right at the same time I was coming up, and you always heard about it. Everybody always has talked about it. Everybody loves that series, and I'm just not into survival horror, but I know that it's a quality series, and if I ever was to try a horror game, it would definitely be a Resident Evil game. And I may at some point, just for the hell of it, like, who knows. But yeah, so that was cool. Something really cool that I forgot to do during my Christmas video. My brother-in-law Isaac actually sent me Spider-Man for the 3DS, a loose copy, which I was able to use my Nintendo 3DS card case. So this is like a sweet case that just will take tons of loose games, you know. Super handy to have, so I actually get to put that to use for once. Glad to add a 3DS game to the collection. Isaac, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. And speaking of gifts, my birthday was in January. I turned 29. Last year, my 20s. Whoa. Crazy. Knocking on 30's door. What? So anyways, my brother-in-law, Thad, actually sent me this, the Zelda, Legend of Zelda Hyrule Historia. I have wanted this for so long, like literally like a couple of years I've wanted this. Every time that I see it in GameStop or wherever, you know, like I've seen plenty of videos where people talk about it. It's just so awesome. It's got amazing artwork. It's got all the history of Hyrule. It's got history of all the characters and all the different races and all the locations throughout the various games. Just amazing. An absolute must-have for a Zelda fan, obviously. And it's just one of those things that I just never got around to getting. I was generally probably buying games or something, so excited to have this. Thad, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Yeah, super sweet. Some nice light reading. Alright, a couple other PS3 games that I bought. Picked up an RPG, Resonance of Fate. This game is interesting. It's got a really cool battle system that's super deep and complex. From what I've heard, the story is not top tier, but the gameplay is pretty good, so that was cheap. I'm excited to have that one. And another one, I actually had Valkyrie Chronicles with my PlayStation 3 when I bought it way back in the day, and stupidly I just traded it away for whatever reason, just because back then I wasn't collecting, and anything I wasn't planning to play right away I was like, ooh, here it goes. So I just was like, I want to get that one back, especially because I've heard so many good things about it. And even though I'm not into strategy RPGs per se, I may be at some point, and I just think it's a good thing to own. So glad that I got that. Now, here we go. Gonna move on to some Wii U games. So the Wii U, I love. The Wii U is dead, as you guys probably know. I've been really trying to just snag up anything that I can, that I'm able to afford, anything that looks really good. I don't want to miss out on this opportune time to grab games for that system, because there's definitely a chance that the price will only increase over time, and I don't want to be stuck not having games that I wanted to play on it. So that's why I've been kind of like extra like trying to grab games for that, even though I may not have the time to play them right now. First up here, a game that I'm super excited about. My brother-in-law Thad actually told me about this, and I'm super excited because he's played it twice and I've not played it. And that is Deus Ex, or Deus Ex. I'm not exactly sure how you pronounce that, but this was a 360 PS3 game. Got super good reviews, and apparently the Wii U edition is actually the definitive edition. It takes really good advantage of the Wii U gamepad, and apparently it's got a really awesome storyline and good characters and good gameplay, so that's really cool. And it wasn't even that expensive. It was like 13 bucks, so super stoked. That's awesome. I grabbed this at a thrift store. Zombie U hasn't gotten the best reviews, but it does sound kind of unique. So like, you play as someone trying to survive, and when your character dies, they're dead for real. But so you basically wake up as someone else, and from what I understand, you can go back to where your previous character died, and you can actually see that person lying dead. And I think it's basically about surviving as long as possible. Again, I have not played it, but it looks pretty sweet. I've heard that it's not amazing, but it's like fun for some people who like that sort of thing. So that's cool. Another game that I actually bought back before Christmas, but didn't put in a pickups video because it was actually a gift from my wife Ashley, was the new Super Mario Bros. U with Luigi U. She's been playing the crap out of this game. She loves Mario. anytime that I get anything Mario, it's hilarious. She just goes crazy over it. If if I want to play Mario, which generally, if I put Mario on, it's more because I know that it will lure her in, and it's more like I want to hang out with her and I want to play video games. And so if I turn on Mario, I know that she's instantly going to be there. So I give her a hard time about it, but I love it. I don't really care that she likes to steal the controller. She's a big hog with it though. Like passing back and forth, that's a little bit hard for her. Another game that I got, so in one of my last pickup videos, I picked up Terraria on the PS4, but I decided I really wanted to own it on the Wii U. I ended up trading away my PS4 copy and getting this. So I'm glad to have this game. Again, looks awesome. I already talked about that. Another game, Tekken Tag Tournament 2 for the Wii U. I've been getting super into fighting games lately, and I've never been huge into fighting games. Like, I used to play Tekken at the arcade, and they've always been fun, but it's more like something that I would do with friends, and I would just kind of pick it up and button mash, and Soul Calibur on my Dreamcast has just been taking up a ton of my time, and I've been having a lot of fun. I'm diving deeper than I ever have as far as like actually memorizing moves and doing practices, and I've got the game turned to the hardest difficulty, and it is annoying as fuck, but at least it's on the hardest difficulty, so I can kind of feel good about myself in that way. Like, yeah, it's super hard and I get the shit beat out of myself, but it's not like I'm playing it on normal or easy, so that's cool. So yeah, that's been really fun. Now this, honestly, I played it for maybe like 20 minutes yesterday. I wasn't feeling it so much. The graphics are gorgeous, and I don't know. One thing I really don't like the tag element. So I think I would prefer to just have like one character on one character. Again, I feel like I shouldn't probably pass judgment though because I have not played it too much. There's tons of characters to play as. I don't know. It may just be that I'm comparing it too much to Soul Calibur, and maybe I need to just consider it on its own for what it is. So, yeah. Anyways, for right now, though, I think I'm going to stick with some Soul Calibur. And maybe that one will be down the line. That would be really fun as, like, a 4-player game, now that I think about it, though. Like, if you played, like, 2 friends against 2 friends, that would be pretty dope. So, who knows? We'll see. Alright. Now, speaking of the Dreamcast, I've actually picked up some other games that were kind of cheap, on the cheap side, and I've been enjoying these a lot. Virtua Tennis, I played for a couple hours and love it. It's awesome. It sounds boring, tennis. It's not boring. It's really, really fun. Awesome. Another game that I picked up, which I played for like an hour, and I was like, this sucks, is Tokyo Extreme Racer 2. This game doesn't suck. I didn't know how to play it correctly. So, I was in this big Tokyo streets, just driving. There's no racing going on. I was like, what the hell? And I'm pressing the buttons and stuff, and like, I find, everything that you need, and then there's like an extra, like, you can turn on, you flash your headlights. I was like, well, that's kind of cool, but it's like honking your horn in Mario Kart. It's like, it doesn't really do anything. It's just there for extra effect. So, turns out I was wrong. Flashing your lights is actually how you initiate racing in the game. You drive around the streets of Tokyo, you pull up behind a car, and you flash them with your headlights, and that will initiate a race. So that actually sounds like dope, like that sounds like pretty sweet. So I'll definitely give this another try at some point. I've just been really, really getting into the Dreamcast lately, having a lot of fun playing different things and trying different things. Picked this up, Test Drive 6. I haven't had a chance to give it a try yet. Yeah, another game. Another racing game. Alright. This game was actually an eBay pick up. I specifically wanted to grab this game because I've just heard so much good about it. I don't even own a 360, but I don't know. I may have to borrow a 360. I may buy a 360 at some point. I'm not the biggest Xbox fan, and there aren't a ton of games on, especially the 360. For some reason, I have an aversion to. I own the original Xbox, and I played Shenmue 2 on it, and that was okay. I still not my preferred method. I definitely would have played Shenmue 2 on the Dreamcast had I owned it, and if it had the English voice acting. But all that to say, I picked up Lost Odyssey, and this I am so stoked to play. This copy is in really good condition. I was really, oh shit. This game is actually created by Hironobu Sakaguchi, whatever, however you say that. He's the father of the Final Fantasy series. This game is told to me to be basically what Final Fantasy would have been had it continued to be really Final Fantasy, in the years after like 10, So, pretty awesome. Something that I really really look forward to have an RPG turn-based, created by the creator of my most beloved series of all time. I will play this. I'm excited about that one at some point. Another fun pickup that I just grabbed because it was $3. Oni for the PS2. I remember buying this game when it first came out for like $50, and I don't think it was very good, but I was like, whatever, I'll just buy it again. I can't remember if I put this in my last pickups video, but that's why I'm putting it in this one at the tail end, just in case. There it is. So, alright guys, I hope that you enjoyed this. I enjoy making it, so I hope that you guys are having a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you later. Peace.